Recording in progress.
Good morning, everyone. Donald Lawrence's song, The Prayer of Jabez, uh, goes, this is a little bit of it. Bless me, oh Lord, bless me indeed, enlarge my territory, oh Lord. Bless me indeed. I pray for increase. Bless me indeed. I pray for increase. 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 Oh Lord, bless me indeed, enlarge my territories. Oh Lord, bless me indeed. I pray for increase. Bless me indeed. I pray for increase. Keep your hand upon me so that no evil cannot harm me. Sunshine and rain, sickness and pain, Lord, I humbly come to you. Enlarge my territory. Enlarge my territory. Enlarge my territory. Enlarge my territory. Oh Lord, bless me indeed. That's my voice is so messed up, but that's a little bit of Donald Lawrence's "The Prayer of Jabez." It actually comes from First Chronicles 4, 9, and 10. Back in March of 2022, I did a lesson on Jabez. In that lesson, I talked about the character of the man. And I talked about how he was with average origins. You know, he didn't start out big. Um, he didn't start out as a big person. He had, you know, yet as average as he started out, he ended up with one of the most influential prayers in the Bible. In that lesson, I also discussed Jabez's personality and his mannerisms. Like I said, he came from small beginnings, and he was actually named after a town that was named Jabez. And he was named that because the town Jabez was formed in sorrow. My goodness. Hence his name. His name translates, "Oh, the pain," or a painful birth. My God. Jabez's mother named him that after having a very rough delivery. And the basis of that early lesson that I had was to show that he had no given birthright to request God like that. But he had the utter audacity to ask God for something so extraordinary, my goodness, that today it continues to be a model for prayer in success in God. My goodness. Today's lesson is entitled Enlarge Me. And the mission statement today is that we get ourselves ready for increase. I'm going to read from the MSG Bible, First Chronicles 4, verses 9 to 10, and it reads, Jabez was a better man than his brothers, a man of honor. His mother had named him Jabez. Oh, the pain, saying, a painful birth. I bore him in great pain. Jabez prayed to the God of Israel. Bless me. Oh, bless me. Give me land, extra tracts of land, and provide your personal protection. Don't let evil hurt me. God gave him what he asked for. Now, the name Jabez is only mentioned 3 times in the Bible. That's Old Testament, New Testament. And all 3 of those references are in First Chronicles. They're not mentioned anywhere else. It's mentioned 1 time as a town in Judah located near Bethlehem, and then it's listed twice as the man who is named this because of his difficult birth. He is the only Bible recorded person named difficult. My God, my God, my God, my God. Or Jabez. My goodness. Now, there wasn't much special about Jabez. He does have lineage to Abraham, but his family is not prominent. In other words, he is a commoner. He's a common person, an average guy. This even more enhances what Jabez's thought process was when he petitioned God for this blessing. 4 words highlight the uniqueness and complexities of Jabez's request. They are significant because they represent the structure in which Jabez pinpointed exactly what it was that he wanted from God to do for him. Ah, goodness. The first word is indeed. If you read it in the King James Version, it says, bless me indeed. Oh my God. There are 67 occurrences of the word indeed in the King James Bible. Synonyms are truly or in truth, actuality, certainty, and really. That's what indeed means. The dictionary, I only took one dictionary description. The dictionary says for indeed is in fact, in reality, in truth, truly, used for emphasis to confirm and amplify a previous statement to indicate a concession or admission or interrogatively to obtain confirmation. All right. Now, Jabez asked God to bless him indeed. This direct approach to what he wanted is unique. Unique. Not very many people in the Bible are that direct when they approach God. And you know, when they go to God, you know, they don't necessarily say, this is exactly what I want. Goodness. When I was a teenager in church, I came to church when I was about 17, 18 years old. I don't really remember. But I was taught, not to be that direct to God. um, I was taught because it was believed that you just accept whatever it is God has for you. Now, this is true. That is true. But there are times when God wants to know, what do you want? My goodness. In Jabez's instant, he said, this is what I want. And I want it indeed. In other words, he is saying, my heart and my mind are focused. I'm ready to get this, and I know only you can give it to me, my heavenly Father. See, now there's a difference between Jabez's prayer request and the prodigal son's request, God. Now, he's the one who said, give me mine now, to his father. Jabez's request is, I'm ready for this, as opposed to the prodigal son who was not ready but wanted it. Jabez was an he was an ordinary man with an extraordinary request to God. And he felt it was not robbery to approach God as his son. Goodness. The second word is territory. There are 0 occurrences of the word territory in the King James Bible. Synonyms for territory are province, region, area, land, and terrain. Dictionary says an area inhabited and defended by an individual animal or a breeding group of animals. Territory. King James Bible, 1 Corinthians 4 and 10 read, and Jabez called on the God of Israel, saying, oh, that thou wouldest bless me indeed and enlarge my coast. The word territory, as I said, does not appear in the King James Bible. In the text, Jabez asked God to enlarge his coast. Coast is a word that means line or place, God. So Jabez has land. He already has land, but he wants more. It's not discussed in the Bible who has the adjoining properties. All Jabez asked for is the extended areas. Before Jabez asked about about this request, before he talks about it, the Bible describes his character as more upright than his siblings. In other words, Jabez is a good man. So his intentions for this extended land are not for frivolous use. God, he has plans for what he is about to gain. So that's a great thought right there. You know, asking God for something, goodness, that you don't even have a plan for using if you got it. If God gives it to you today, I ain't got a plan for it. It's like having enough vehicles to get your family to work and to hospitals and visiting families or shopping for food, but not being satisfied with having that. Then you go to God and ask him for 5 more cars. Why? God, just to have them? Just to have them? See, the expansion in territory comes with responsibility of growing. God. What does that mean to us? See, me personally, I want God to expand my area. I want God to improve my zone, make it bigger. But why do I want this? Is it just that I can have a big area, a big region? Is it so that I can show off to my family and friends about how large my surroundings are? Do you want, what do you want to do with the extra territory if God gives it to you? What do you want to do with it? See, but only you can answer this question because my motives are different, my reasons are different than yours, but only you can answer it. But as for Jabez, he does not even say what he wants to do with the extra territory. But God, knowing him, knows that he plans the plans that Jabez has for this extension are good. It starts out by saying he is a good man. He is a good person. He's upright, a citizen. Now, this upright citizen wants to expand. All right. The next that brings us to the third word, and I know I'm rushing through these because my time with you is limited. So let's get to the third word. The third word is enlarge. The third word is enlarge. There are 10 occurrences of the word enlarge in the King James Bible. Synonyms are widen, extend, expand, make bigger, and of course, increase. Dictionary description is to make or grow larger in size, scope, etc. Increase or expand. The word enlarge. That's another really good word here. See, Jabez asked God to enlarge him. This request, I'm suffering with some allergies here too. This request has some very unique qualities. This man is actually asking God to make him big. God. Now, I thought to myself, why would anybody ask God to make them big? God. Now, we live in a time, I'm talking about today's time, unfortunately, where things have become a popularity contest. God. We balance our beliefs on who is doing well in God by the more things a person has acquired. If they have a lot of stuff, then they must be blessed by God. And the appearance before people is that they are big in the sight of God if they have a lot of stuff. God. This is the opposite of what Jabez is asking for. When he asks God to enlarge him, what he is talking about is his impact. My God. What impression will the rest of the territories see? God. When someone asks God to enlarge them, God's response is, enlarge what? My goodness. And then God says, how do you want me to enlarge you? God, knowing Jabez's heart, never questioned why and what to enlarge. When your heart is right and your intentions are pure, God will take your good intentions and make you bigger. Good God. God can take your personality and let it excel so that more people can see it. God can put you in places, God, where your character will shine out. And God will send your good motives in representation of Him into areas that you never thought you would be in, God. In other words, God will enlarge your coast or your territory. Now that brings us to the last word, which is increase. There are only 67 occurrences of the word increase in the King James Bible. Synonyms for increase are enhance in intensity. Oh my goodness. An enhancement in your intensity. Goodness. Rise, improve, expand, expansion. The dictionary's description of it is to become greater as in number, size, strength, or quality. Goodness. Increase. King James Bible, Psalms 115 and 14 say, the Lord shall increase you more and more, you and your children. My God. Increase is another good word. Most of the time, we equate this with money or finances, but that's not all when it comes to increasing God. I like the dictionary's description of the word increase. If to become greater. The word greater in the Bible does not mean skill. It means size. But the dictionary goes on to say, as in number, size, strength, or quality. I want God to increase me. So what am I asking for? Am I asking God to increase me in my knowledge of Him? God, is that what I'm asking for? Increase me in my strength, in my belief in Him? My goodness. Increase me in the number of things that I'll do in His will. I want to be bigger than I am right now. God, my goodness, my goodness. I want to be better than I am. I want to be a greater son, a bigger brother, a larger husband, and I want to increase in being a father. I want to speak and teach to larger audiences about God. See? So I'm not asking for increase to look like I'm perfect. I'm not asking God to increase my popularity. You see, increase comes with sacrifice and responsibility. The more God gives us access to God, the greater the responsibilities that come up to use it wisely. All that God does with us has a purpose behind it. It doesn't just give us something to do nothing with. Goodness. And for us to grab hold of the exquisite prayer of Jabez, we must be ready with a plan to use the increased blessings that God will send our way. My goodness. In other words, I gotta have a reason for wanting. I gotta have a reason for asking for this. Now, although Jabez's plan, it's never documented. God knows his intentions and never questions his motives for wanting the increase. Whatever God does for Jabez is not wrote down. We don't know because he's never mentioned again. My goodness. Because actually, that's the last time the man is mentioned in the Bible. Is in what is it? First Chronicles is in First Chronicles. He's not mentioned anywhere else or anywhere else. My goodness. So we don't really know what God did for him. My goodness. What enhancements God did or made in his life. But as far as his territory is concerned, God enlarged his prayer to a point where thousands of years later, people still repeat it. And they fashioned this approach to Jabez's approach, goodness, to God. Now, when anyone now, coming up now times, when people repeat this now, when they approach God in this manner, it's equated to only to the Jabez prayer. It's not equated to anybody else. My goodness, my goodness. This prayer is so unique. It's so complex. It's so intricate. Jabez, he says, not only do I want you to do this for me, but I want it indeed. I mean, in other words, I really want it. And he says, when you give it to me, keep your hand on me. Oh my gosh. So that no evil can come up and ruin this perfect thing that you do for me. Jabez has plans for this. He has plans for this. And he wants God's instruction and intentions as he completes it. So now, who wants to be increased in God? I ask. Who wants to be enlarged in God? Who wants an extended territory in God? And who wants this indeed? If God blessed you with, you answer those questions yourself. But then I want you to think about this. If God blessed you with it today, what are your plans to even do with it? What do you even want to do with it? My goodness. I know I zoomed through that. Because of my time limited, but you have extended time. Go over the prayer. Read it. And analyze it, what he is asking for, and then go to your own closet, or we'll say, and talk to God about what it is you really asked him for. Do you want it indeed? And what's your plan for it? What do you want to do with it? My goodness. You be blessed this week. I know I zoomed to that quickly, but please, you have time to study it even the more. I shall talk to you again.